Music videos are an art form, but some artists are terrible at making art. Let's just watch some bad music videos. This is a new video series where I'm just going to look at bad music videos in rock, all throughout the years, from the 70s and 80s all the way up until today. No real ranking or order, just bad music videos. That being said, just keep in mind that I'm not necessarily making fun of the artist or band, for the most part. That's it, no other explanation really needed. Let's just start watching. Literally, from the first few seconds, you can tell everything wrong that happened in the 1980s. And that's saying a lot. You can make an argument if Styx really counts as rock, but let's be honest, every 80s band has that one period where they're really ashamed of what they created. This is the music video version of that. Sweet mercy, even Pee Wee Herman would call this tacky. I mean, hey, the 80s were a combination of neon, pastels, and cocaine, so it fits in well with the time, but wow, this is an ugly mess. None of it even makes sense as to what's going on. Or rather, I can't make sense of any of this. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Watch this garbage. This is the worst Benny Hill bit I've ever seen. Ew, creepy. I get that sometimes it's fun to be abstract and obscure while flashing wild imagery to a song, but why is this all here? There's no logic to it. It doesn't add to the song and it gets more uncomfortable as it goes on. It's like they told a bunch of 12-year-olds to write a funny song about anything and then gave them a studio to shoot a video in. Money is no object. This is what the Styx kids came up with. I mean, I guess we should be thankful it was still in the 80s where TV still censored a few things. I can't imagine what Styx would try to show in a video this over the top now, considering the song material. That's not a question, by the way. Don't inform me of what was going through the mind of Styx or the video's director. Gross. It would explain why aliens never visited Earth, though, if they zoomed in and saw people acting like they did in this video. And in the 80s in general. Then again, these aliens don't appear to be all that intelligent either.
Don't grab, don't clutch, don't hope for too much, don't breathe, don't achieve or grieve without leave.
Okay, on paper this actually could be a good idea for a music video. Hold a man in position and film all the different things going around him, whether day-to-day life or just a chaotic sequence. But you two got weird with it. Really weird.
That makes sense.
Ew. I know there are some people that just want to be around a rock star any means necessary, but I didn't know some fangirls got obsessed with licking their faces. I mean, did anyone back in the 60s and 70s go, ooh yeah, I like to lick Jimmy Page's face? Ugh! Oh, that little brat. Also, why is she hanging around in a room with you two and a bunch of face lickers? This video would go on to be parodied by Weird Al and in a Wayne's World bit. Kind of easy pickings if you think about it though. Also, the Edge looks like he doesn't want to be there. Can't really blame him.
Don't coax, don't cling, don't hoax, don't freak, don't leak, don't speak.
Wow, I'm glad they got that face licking part in before the feet rubbing part. Wow, that's a sentence I should have never had to say. There's a dripping faucet, a lap dance, the Edge gets out of his seat only to get back in it a few seconds later. Yeah, it's just a whole lot of nothing from one of the most well-known bands ever. You'd think someone would have told the director while filming this, hey Kevin, this isn't gonna be as cool as you think it will. But no, we get over 4 minutes of the Edge looking uncomfortable. And licking. And feet. Ew, don't get too close to his face, we all know where it's been. So the Black Keys have a dry sense of humor in the first place, but I'm pretty sure even they don't get the humor in this. I also believe they just found a dinosaur puppet named Frank for their music videos and decided to use it. Just because. Then there's scrolling text at the bottom that's funny? I know they were in on the joke and it was supposed to be ridiculous, but it's not funny or creative, it's just random.
A beautiful face.
There's a lower text banner that's wishing you would stop watching while a dozen bikini models dance and a dinosaur puppet moves around. It's like some random improv game where you just make a music video with whatever is in the room. What was the interview process behind this for casting? Okay, so we love your look, but can you pretend to be attracted by a hand puppet? And then there's a bit for this video going viral, but I don't recall there being a dinosaur hot tub bikini babe meme going around back in the internet of 2010.
I highly doubt this is what Jim Henson had in mind when he made the Muppets.
I get that this video was an ad to get people to buy the upcoming album at the time, but I don't know if this sold any more copies than it would have anyway. Rush is one of the best things to ever come out of Canada, and for the most part are timeless. This music video appears to have been dated a week after it came out. There's no nice way to say this. It looks like they just figured out how to use a green screen that morning and got crazy with the keying.
Was it really a big deal to see these special effects back in 1987? Because I'm pretty sure there were local weathermen that had better green screen effects than this.
Okay, Rush is gonna make me throw up if they keep this going. Whoa, lady! I know it's picking on a video because at the time this might have been something cool, but seeing Geddy Lee zoom in closer and closer while Neil Peart rides his drum set around like it's a hoverboard just looks hilarious and cheap at the same time. Who knows though, this all could have cost $1 million back in the 80s. This is it! Everyone's just jamming in a studio or in the outdoors along a riverbed or floating on the water or wow, I bet a lot of people did drugs while watching this just to enjoy it better.
You know, like most Rush fans do before listening to any of Rush's music.
Well, she's gone, I guess. Goodbye forever. Average Canadian Tuesday.
Think it's my new obsession. Yeah.
You remember when Aerosmith made a comeback in the late 90s with I Don't Want to Miss a Thing and the song Pink?
Yeah, I try to forget.
Well, if this song, thinly veiled as an ode to a lady's unmentionables, isn't enough to make you squirm in your seat a little, Aerosmith decided to get as weird as possible. Back when making this, the director of the music video put an ad out in California area saying, "Freaks wanted for music video." Well, he got them.
Think it's the color of passion.
Along with that, they morphed the band members' heads on other people's bodies, because apparently this video wasn't weird enough.
Think it's my new obsession. Yeah.
There are still people that probably have those late 90s CGI nightmares.
I, for one, am a fan of Aerosmith up to a point, but I still think being weird for the sake of being weird isn't exactly the style Aerosmith can pull off. A giant white runway for odd people and the band members imposed on other odd people's bodies doesn't exactly add to the listening experience. Also, a lot of this really is just unpleasant. It's Ripley's Believe It or Not, but somehow more boring, and with a lame song behind it.
And now I leave you with this clip in slow motion.
Yeah, try getting this out of your head when you go to bed tonight. Rock Me Tonight was sent to me many times when I was asking for suggestions on terrible music videos. I can't help but wonder how Billy Squier must have felt when having to awkwardly dance out this video. I'd call it choreography, but that's not what you call these moves.
Can you imagine how awkward it must have been for that filming crew to watch Billy Squier do that in that bedroom for hours upon hours for shooting?
Outside of the terrible rug burn Billy must have gotten here, it's just awkward to hear a man sing Rock Me Tonight to himself while ripping off his own clothes, just to put more clothes on. Do I even want to know what he has that pole in his bedroom for? And a giant hook? Wow, I am asking way too many questions.
I also like to imagine, in the context of the video, Billy Squier had like a house cleaner or a family member just standing off to the side in the open doorway watching all this in disbelief. You know, just the whole hours long he was doing that going.
So he eventually goes into a side room where his band is patiently waiting and they are just as awkward as he is.
Is this what guys did in the 80s when they got together on a Saturday night? Wow, times have changed.
I don't know which was more uncomfortable to watch, him ripping off his clothes and squirming around on the floor, or having an 80s bro down with his friends. Ugh. You ever see the Saturday morning cartoon reboot? Well, here's a really cheap version of that. It's the story about a blue humanoid man looking for his dog who leaves a real street to head into some dystopian city. It's all really awkward 1994 CGI. The problem? This was made in 2003.
This video was made after Lord of the Rings The Two Towers, you know, when we got to see Gollum, one of the best CGI creations ever. And then we de-evolved into whatever this is.
What does this all lead to, you may be wondering? What's the climax of this music video for the Offspring? Well, the dog was running toward an alley with all of his puppies, and he was being chased by two guys who were trying to neuter him. It ends with one guy showing off what looks like hedge clippers.
Back alley neutering is not something that I wanted to know existed.
You know that many people worked many hours to create this music video, and this is what they want to create to go along with an upbeat, fun The Offspring song. Am I missing something? This needs Sarah McLachlan at the end of it. 3 minutes of your life to feel sad for a dog and be confused as to what you just watched. I don't know if that's trolling or they genuinely thought it was funny, but hit that. If there's one thing that Gene Simmons is good at, it's being a dirty man surrounded by half-naked women all throwing themselves at him. That's not so much of a joke as it is an observation. I really see this video as an accurate glimpse into this man's life, or how he sees his own life anyway.
I'm a Firestarter, twisted Firestarter.
I actually can see back in the day, random women all in matching uniform marching out of Gene Simmons' house and starting dancing wildly. I mean, that's just like a Saturday morning for him.
I'm the Firestarter. So, not much to this other than how arguably the biggest sellout I've seen from a rock star in quite a while. In music video form, I mean. This video is what every mom in America saw rock music as back in the 70s and 80s. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It just so happens that this music video was made in the 2000s. And to terrible lyrics and music, mind you. I mean, this is trash and smut all at the same time. All with a big creepy smirk on Simmons' face. If you think I'm skipping anything, I'm really not. It's just him standing around posing with attractive women and cash, and sometimes a flame will pop up on the screen. That's it.
Firestarter, twisted Firestarter.
Part of me thinks this video was made just so Gene Simmons could be seen with more attractive women around him. Kinda creepy if you think about it.
Yeah, awesome. You're still a 25-year-old, Gene. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I love David Bowie and the Rolling Stones, but what in the world is this video to dancing in the streets? This should be the world's greatest example of working uncomfortably close with someone.
I cannot stress enough just how much awkward lip syncing and mugging these two men throw at each other for 3 minutes of a video, let alone however long it took to film this.
I thought British people didn't even like to hug, but they'll do this down the streets? London is a wildly happier town than I was told. The whole video is just a geography list off of countries with some really odd moves. There's no other way to say it.
Get the motor city. On the streets of Brazil. Back in the USSR.
A part of me thinks they spent a lot of money and had a huge crew to make this video, and the other part of me makes me think they spent about $10 on it and shot it in less than 20 minutes. I also think about how if this were a real street, what the heck the neighbors must think about these two screaming and dancing down the road every night.
This video really is lame, but I admit I would be pretty freaked out if I saw David Bowie dancing down my street.
Zoom in on their butts and fade away. The end. Just how all good stories end. Or something. I have no idea. I'm not even sure what I just watched. There are many reasons I don't like to talk about this band, but then again, calling Blood on the Dance Floor a band is like trying to divide by zero. It sounds like something you should be able to do, but it's just not possible. While watching this, if you're brave enough, there are so many times you'll just say to yourself, what? It's cold outside, and they are dressed up as a cross between Kiss, Black Veil Brides, a freshman college rave, and the Spirit of Halloween clearance rack. Shh, I'ma kill this sexy Halloween cop. I honestly don't get anything that's going on here, and I can only watch this video and hear this song so much before my brain shuts down as a defense mechanism. There's hostages or something, and it's all bad angles and close-ups behind a green screen, and everyone is super cool and edgy. And by that, I mean there are young scene kids at Warped Tour who would find this over the top. I think they only had a basement to work in also, or at least it feels that way because they can't shoot outside of a 6x6 space. But if emo whining and pretending to be dark and mysterious to bad electronic rock music is your thing, then what are you doing with your life? Oh, come on, I've seen Nerf gun fights look more violent. Well, I've had enough, both for bad music videos today and for Blood on the Dance Floor for a lifetime. This is going to be an ongoing video series, so if there's a bad music video you want to have pointed out on here, leave a comment and let people know what it is. A special thanks to Andy Rocketeer who made the video artwork transitions and title card for this video. I'm thanking him specifically because in order to make those he had to watch every one of these videos. Again, sorry about that, Andy. Big thanks to my patrons who help support Rock to keep this channel going. You can get rewards and help support Rock by checking out the Patreon link in the YouTube card or in the description. Please subscribe, it helps a ton to get ranked and featured on YouTube search pages and algorithms. You can check out my concert photography on Instagram and you can keep up to date with Rocked on Facebook and Twitter.